Hi, everybody. My name is Susan Alexjander, and I'm a composer coming to you from the Pleiades, thanks to my friend Randy here, but actually we're in California. I'm really happy to be included in this online series for deep listening. And as a composer, I thought we would take a deep dive into space and see the value of imagination through deep listening. So I'm going to present a 10-minute piece for you called Portal. And this was a piece digitally designed for an installation with another artist, Rebecca Kamen. It was completed in 2014, and we premiered it at the National Academy of Science in Washington, D.C. Both Rebecca and I are really fascinated by science as artists, and so we had a lot of fun with this theme. The theme is black holes. And I'm bringing it to you today because basically nobody knows anything about black holes. The theories change every 9 minutes, right? So you can make up anything you want. And you'll hear a lot of sounds you recognize in this piece and a lot of sounds you won't recognize in this piece. So what's going to be fun about it is your imagination will make something up because that's what the brain has to do. That's its job. So we'll see what you can create. The screen will be black for a little under 10 minutes. You won't see anything. And please use headphones if you can. And then I'll come back and deconstruct the piece a little bit, point out some of the sounds that you heard. And we'll talk about more how the piece was constructed and how I work. So get comfortable. Feel free to move around if you want to, and take a listen to Portal. Here we go. All right, welcome back. I hope you had a good journey. And I'm sorry that we're not live because I would love to hear your feedback, but maybe you could drop me a line on my website at some later date and let me know what happened. So here's a slide of some of the sounds that you heard. And we've got a pulsar, space sounds, black holes orbiting, which came from data from MIT. Obviously, earth sounds, ocean, wind and breath, whales and dolphins, human murmuring, didgeridoo, bull roar, trees, cell popping. Oh, that's going to take some explanation. Maybe I'll do that another time. Inner earth, those deep booming sounds were actually sounds of a man named Cocoon who put a microphone deep into the earth, and that's what he got. A gong, and the last one is something that I'm kind of known for. I like to take actual frequencies from science, from the atomic world, and map those into sound. So there's a bigger explanation on my website later, so I won't go into that because it could be a whole lecture in itself. But you're going to hear frequencies of water, DNA, and stars. So a lot of these you probably recognized and pulled out. We're going to hear a couple of them. And the first one's pretty self-explanatory because the man is explaining it while you're listening. So here we go with the first one.
When lightning strikes on our planet, it broadcasts a signal along the lines of force of Earth's magnetic field.
Okay, the second one, I'll give you a hint. It's a planet. Let's hear that one. Okay, that was the sound of Jupiter. And this is where the brain really digs down into the subconscious and superconscious and goes, wait, I don't know what that sound is. What is that? And I bet we'll get, a million different answers, which is really what deep listening is all about and the fun of it. Okay, here is an example of indigenous science that I like to work with. And this one is a bull roar. I have a picture here of a real one that a friend of mine made, and you'll probably recognize the sound of this one. This is an interesting one because there's some cultures that still use these, like New Guinea and Australia. And what's fascinating about the way they use them is they use them for events that are for transformation. So they'll swing them at weddings or funerals or births, any kind of initiation. This is a really powerful sound. And the last one I'll tell you in advance is a spinning pulsar. a neutron star that's blown and is spinning. So let's listen to that one. This is Vela X. Okay, Vela X blew about 11,000 years ago, and it was visible to the Earth. And I just love this sound, and it just does something to me. I don't know. It's just an arresting sound. And I'm crazy about spin, and I put spin in almost all of my sound designs because spin, as we all know, is everywhere. It's the great connector, right? It connects the macro world of creation and the micro worlds of atoms spinning around. Everything's spinning and relating. Nothing goes in a straight line and nothing stays still. So it's a fantastic sound to play with. All right, so here's a slide of how I work. And my software is Digital Performer. And what I do is I collect all of these sounds from nature, from science, from data. I'm always looking for sounds. And I weave them together kind of like colors or flavors to kind of try and, find what's in my head, to match what's in my head. So, for example, I might take flocking birds and put them on one track and then add some kind of spin or some kind of bells or whatever. And I'll just play with that and maybe slow them down, speed them up. But I don't process them too much, but I try and, as I said, match what I'm hearing. Again, I'm trying to let the listener work with their own subconscious minds and superconscious minds so that they make something up. I love working this way because it also mirrors what the universe is doing, which is this huge web of life where everything is interacting and relating and taking properties from the other things. So you've got whales singing to stars, and you've got, a pulsar mixing up with human voices. And pretty soon when you start immersing yourself in this kind of thing, you realize, oh, everything's talking to everything else. Really, everything's talking to everything else. So it's a true web of life. Okay, so it's all very fun as an artist to work with this. But I do have a really deeper agenda. And that is through years of studying, science and indigenous science, philosophy, parapsychology, all of that. I've come to this beautiful place of realizing that we're so surrounded by sound. There's a cosmic symphony going on all the time. And I want to read a quote by Einstein because I think this is what he's talking about. He said, "We're slowed down light and sound waves, a walking bundle of frequencies tuned into the cosmos." So yeah, we're tuning in all the time when we're listening to everything around us. But really, there's a deeper party going on, right? There's a kind of a way into this through meditation called Shabd Yoga, Shabd, yoga. And they're consciously working with their bodies and through meditation to reach this deeper place. The Vedics talk about it. The Vedic scriptures talk about it. They divide sound into two parts, the anahata and the ahata. So I should have said that backwards. The ahata are the heard sounds that we hear with our ears, birds and so forth. And the anahata are the unheard sounds. And that's a fascinating place. And just one more quick reference, because it's so beautiful. Rudolf Steiner talks about this world that we go to in sleep, and he believes that we get refreshed there by sound, and we come back refreshed, and he calls it the Devakin World. So this is really where my passion lies. I'm always trying to get people there. Why? Because it's the best game in town. It's an exciting place to be. It's thrilling and astonishing. And also, it's our birthright to be part of it. And for me, if I really know I'm there, I just feel like I belong. And I feel like I'm participating in a wonderful way with creation. So that's the value for me. And that's the end of my talk, and I hope you enjoyed the journey. I invite you to go to my website if you'd like to listen to Portal again. It's free. You can go to OurSoundUniverse.com and go to the listen page and then follow the prompts, and you'll get to a link where you can hear Portal again and anything else that you want to listen to on there. And I would like to say a word about my next project, because if any of you are interested, I'd love to have your support. It's going to be with a beautiful artist named Susan Plum, a visual artist. She's quite astonishing. And we are going to do an installation a year from now, having to do with earth and star communication. Kind of a praise song to earthly voices and starry voices. So, yeah, if you're interested in following that or any more information about it or supporting us, please do let me know. And it's really been fun to bring this to you, and I wish you beautiful adventures with your ears and your whole body. So Joseph Campbell said, I love ending with this quote, "The adventure that you're ready for is the one you get." Bye-bye.